importance of the day, Science Day, and because of the efforts, contribution made by C.V. Raman already spoke about that. But today, science and technology, what is the contribution for Viksit Bharat or 2047? So here, two important things. Definitely, India is in transition form, transforming India into a developed country or into a Viksit Bharat or into a sustainable Bharat. So why that is important? We all know the significance of that 2047 because India is going to celebrate its 100 years of independence as a developed country. That's why today India is transition for transforming India into a developed country, Viksit Bharat. What kind of transition is happening? Transition from a developing country to developed country, from a third world country to third largest economy, from an importer economy to exporter, I can go on telling. This kind of transformation which is important to realize the goal of Viksit Bharat 2047. So next 20 plus years, 2 decades or 21 years going to be the challenging years for all of us. Everybody, we have to contribute. Our Prime Minister says that, part of that, contribution to the Viksit Bharat, or here our Telangana Chief Minister, we have, here slogan, Telangana Rising 2047 or Viksit Bharat. Of course, Telangana is aiming to, create 3 trillion economy by 2047 and same, government of India again, $30 trillion economy. All these things are, transformation to make India a developed country. Of course, how? We all should contribute. So here, definitely, I will talk about first science and technology. Since science and technology are more particularly technology, how it is, so far what it happened and how it is going to shape next 20 years or plus 21 years. So yes, what is science is a systematic knowledge of study, it's not new to the humanity. Technology is the application of again scientific knowledge for practical industrial purpose. When technology started, because we are talking, you are going to debate, discuss, deliberate for next 2 days on the role of technologies for sustainable or Viksit Bharat. So maybe briefly I'll touch, yes, technology. If I say technology is not new to the humanity, technology was there, is going to be there. But how the transformation is happening, very important. When I say technology was there, go to any ancient civilization, technology was used by humanity for comforts, betterment, whether it's seismic technology, water technology, sanitation technology, all these were used by humanity in civilization, whether it's industrial civilization, all those things. But the point here we all have to remember is what kind of transformation which is happening, particularly over the century, over the centuries. If you look at, because of new inventions, innovations, discoveries by humanity, actually accelerated the path of technology, particularly inventions like, I can tell, whether it's the gunpowder to electricity to, Renaissance, Reformation movement, printing press, sea route, sea trade, all these innovations helped humanity for better comforts. And friends, if you look at last 400-500 years of history, what kind of transformation technology is making all of us. We all know that, here, experts sitting here and you all, the 500 years of history, I'll tell in 2 minutes, scientific revolution. 17th century, if you look at scientific revolution, we as a humanity witnessed. 18th century political revolution, 19th century industrial. Of course, started way back, first industrial revolution in 1760s, second in 1860s, third in 1950s and 60s, and today we are fourth industrial revolution or 4.0. That is, then last, month, if you look at last 1 week, now I am telling you, we have a first, fifth industrial revolution, that is the AI revolution. You all know that, the kind of AI, artificial intelligence, is going to impact. That's why I call it is a fifth industrial revolution. So these are all, happening, particularly last, I said 19th, 20th century communication revolution, 21st century, what is the revolution? We are all part of that, particularly you all, boys and girls sitting, knowledge revolution. Today, friends, there is no any hesitation in saying that 21st century is the century of knowledge. Those who possess knowledge, they rule the globe. If I say a minute, 19th century belongs to UK, Europe because of their intellect. 20th century, American century, and 21st century, definitely Asian century, and India is going to play a significant role, part of, Viksit Bharat. There is no doubt. Again, today, whole globe is eyeing on India, viewing on India, looking towards India, because just now I mentioned you beginning of my remarks that being the youngest country in the world. So we as a youngest country, we had to help. Globe is, looking our help, and we definitely have to. Coming to the, technology. Last 25 years, I said from, ancient to medieval to modern, but if you look at 21st century, our last 25 years, our first quarter of the 21st century, what kind of technologies we are all witnessing? Today, we use, a buzzword, net technologies, NET. What do we mean by that? That means new and emerging technologies. I call them as A to Z technologies. What do you mean by that? That means you name any alphabet. A means automation to artificial intelligence to big data to Bitcoin technology to cryptocurrency to cryogenic technologies to drone, I can go on. All these technologies are influencing us. Out of all these technologies, definitely AI is going to, maybe next 5 years, 10 years. Somebody was asking, tell me in one sentence about AI. ఏం చెప్పానంటే ఏఐ గురించి చెప్పాలంటే ఇందు లేడందు గలడని సందేహం వలదు ఎందెందు వెతికినా ఏఐ గలదు. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ద ఏఐ టుడే ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్సింగ్ అస్. Next 5 years, 10 years, we don't know what is going to be happen, but we all have to get ready for that. So this is the kind of transformation. One technology I want to talk about that, space, science and technology. If you look at, because here scientists, aerospace scientists are there, I want to, share my few thoughts with you all. Yes, space, science and technology, if you look at, it was not new. We were, dreaming, aiming, flying like birds and, all space voyages. But it became a reality on 4th October 1957, because of successful launch of Sputnik 1 by former Soviet Union. Since then, Yuri Gagarin was the first man into space, and, Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, landed on the moon on, again 16th April 1969. And then after that, so many developments, whether it is a space station, space colonization, space tourism, space, ventures, all these today, I can tell you, I'm not a scientist, I'm a law student. So all these, technologies, all these, developments, we as a humanity has entered new era of solving the, problems of Earth using the space technology. That is the kind of dependency we have in technology, thanks to particularly dedicated, I can see here, Sarath Sir, Satish Reddy, Goel Saab, all. Today, though India is a developing country, we have hundreds and hundreds of problems, but I can frankly tell if scientists praise about scientists, it's not much great. But a law person is, recognizing their dedication. I know I am a student of space law. So the kind of dedication our scientists made. And I again reminded, father of Indian space program, Vikram Sarabhai, he said, we don't have a fantasy of competing with economically advanced countries, man, moon, all those things. But today, sir, you know that we, achieved more than what, our, father of space program, visualized long back. So this is the kind of technology which is happening. Maybe one missing link I want to put here. Yes, scientists are doing wonderful work with, dedication, limited, resources. But one area where we as individuals are, I want to share with you is legal aspect. Yes, space technology is doing wonders, I said, but what I as an individual, why I'm telling is because we are aiming for VIKSIT Bharat. All of we have to contribute, I say responsibilities, individual responsibility, institutional responsibility, we should lead to the sustainable Bharat 24/7. So I want to share a minute, yes, as a scholar, doing my PhD, MPhil PhD in JNU, I realized that, yes, India is doing good, in technology, space technology. And 1997, I wrote book with my teachers. At that time, I said, up to now, there is no space law. I'm talking about, 4 decades back. Up to now, there is no space law, but India needs space law because India has moved from technology phase to commercial phase. And, that kind of things. So as a scholar, as an individual, as a researcher, I did, lot of research and, without wasting time, friends, finally, Prime Minister Modi appointed a committee in 2016 having a space law, part of ISRO, of course. So I was also part. Why I'm telling is, as an individual, as a scholar, I, looked at, there is a gap. So I last, 3 to 4 decades, I was trying to convince successive ISRO chairmen, and finally, of course, we did. As a scholar, individual, I did my job. So then, finally, Space Activities Bill 2017, it is there in the parliament. So as a scholar, so my message is that we individuals should contribute, our institutions should contribute to the goal of, Vikasit Bharat.